Anyway, my name is Kirsten Hausman. I work for the Institute for Sustainable Development, which is in charge of the Green Plus program and created the program back when it started in 2009. And I'm here today to talk to you about some of the exciting things that are going on in the world of business. So as you've probably been aware of, in the last few years, the traditional business landscape has been changing. And what we've seen in recent business news are lots of larger organizations that have been making some significant changes to the way that they're doing business, to their sustainability policy. They've created VPs of sustainability, they've re-engineered their entire supply chains or are working on doing that, and they get to be on the cover of these magazines talking about how interesting and exciting the work that they're doing is. But we have found that we have not been able to find resources available to small and medium-sized businesses so that they can figure out how to take advantage of what's going on right now and take advantage of sustainability. And that is an opportunity that we saw because we realized that small and medium-sized businesses were the ones that needed most to take advantage of sustainability in terms of cutting costs and generating new revenue. So we have created the Green Plus program with that specifically in mind. Green Plus is a triple bottom line sustainability certification for small and medium-sized businesses and nonprofit organizations. And we offer three things: education, networking, and recognition and certification. But before I go any further, I just want to clarify quickly what we mean when we say sustainability. So when the traditional terms of sustainability is talking about being green and talking about doing different things to green your organization. And when we talk about sustainability at Green Plus, we're talking about the triple bottom line. So we are not only interested in the environmental part, but we're also interested in the holistic picture. So making sure that an organization is doing well in the performance category, or profit would be perhaps what you've seen this referred to in the past. But make sure that an organization has all of the plans in place it needs to be successful moving forward, and has the financial information and backing that it needs. That's the performance section. Then we also talk about the planet section. So doing green and sustainable is very important as well. It's one of the three stools of the triple bottom line. And then we also talk about people. And when I talk about the Green Plus people section, what I'm referring to is how an organization treats its employees and also how it interacts with its community. So whether it's donating, in-kind donations to local nonprofit organizations, or if it's encouraging volunteerism amongst its employees, those types of things. And there's been an interesting, I think, struggle when the business community looks at sustainability and says, okay, that's great. So sustainability is doing good in the community. But here at Green Plus, we see that as another option. We also see that sustainability does not put doing good in the community and in the world above doing well. So we see all of these things as interacting with each other and parts of one big machine. So we do not, we definitely understand that sustainability for a small business needs to make business sense, and that's what I wanted to talk to you about in the beginning today. So sustainability for us at Green Plus is all about cost savings, revenue generation, and then also creating a stronger workforce. So there are significant cost savings that can be made when you start talking about sustainability and implementing energy efficiency, reducing your waste, and looking at your business through this lens. And I just want to break it down for you a little bit today. In terms of energy efficiency, some of the businesses that we've been working with have implemented these programs in some incredible ways. And I want to talk to you about some of the examples that we've found that we're really excited about small and medium-sized businesses that have implemented different parts of the Green Plus program and have ended up either saving money or generating new kinds of revenue or being able to relate to their workforce in a different way. So in terms of energy efficiency, this is actually a local story that perhaps many of you know, but the Taylor Companies, that's located in Bedford, Ohio, the oldest furniture manufacturing company in the States. They were created in 1816. They started looking at their sustainability policies a few years ago, and they moved into a new space where they built their own space. They renovated a brownfield, which is probably something that all of you Clevelanders are familiar with. But they renovated a brownfield, built a new space, moved into that space, and then the president of the company, Jeff Baldessari, started thinking critically about how to keep saving money and how to go that extra mile. So he went ahead and did an energy audit in his space and started implementing some of the recommendations that the auditor came in and said, found as opportunities for him. And in the first year after they started doing that, he reduced his energy usage by 58%. In the first year, and that related to about $80,000 worth of savings that he did not pay to the utility companies. Also, in terms of waste reduction, the Taylor Companies also has another incredible story about this. They are a furniture manufacturing company. They make desks and chairs for office space, and they work with wood and leather and putting all of these things together. Well, they have a 5x8 dumpster that sits on their property. That is what they put all of their scrap into, all of their waste. And after Jeff turned around and looked at this and with a really critical eye and figured out how to reduce their waste, perhaps sell some of it or repurpose it, give it to somebody else who can use that, they were able to reduce their waste by 90%. And that led to a $20,000 savings just in the first year, because they're not paying a waste hauler to come and take that waste away because they're not putting it in the dumpster. So instead, they're doing innovative things like giving the sawdust to local horse farmers who need that. They upcycle their leather scraps with a purse manufacturer in Montreal, Canada. So they actually get to generate some new revenue on that. Which is something that she sees as a, that's just new product coming in, and to them, to the Taylor Companies, that's not something that they're going to use, their leather scraps. So they found really interesting and new ways to divert their waste out of the landfill and back into being reused and being repurposed by other organizations, and ended up saving $20,000 in the first year. And these are savings that are going to continue on in perpetuity if they can continue reducing their waste by that much. The second thing that I want to talk to you today about is revenue generation. So there are three parts of revenue generation that I want to focus on specifically, and the first is product innovation. And as I just discussed, waste can be an affordable, valuable resource. So what is one person's trash can be another person's treasure. It's also one person's trash is an affordable resource that can be used by other businesses to create new products. If you want to create a different kind of product, there's an incredible market today, a new kind of market for organizations that are creating products that are environmentally sustainable or socially responsible, and looking at how you're creating those things is really big, and making sure that you're using materials that have been recycled, or that you're using materials that would otherwise go into a landfill and be unusable. For example, one of the businesses that we work with is a warehousing and order kitting business, and they reuse the boxes that come in that ship all of the things in. They reuse that when they send their orders out, and they have a stamp that they put on each of their boxes saying, please excuse the wear and tear on this box, but we found that we're reducing our carbon footprint and reducing our waste by reusing these. And obviously they don't reuse boxes that are not usable, but they've really turned around and been able to reduce not only the costs that they pay for this new inventory, for new boxes, but they're able to share their stories with their customers and their clients, and also their employees, because their employees are the ones putting the stamp on the box every day. But it's allowed them opportunities they would not have had otherwise because they shared their stories. The second component of revenue generation is increased sales. We have an auto mechanic that is in the Triangle area in North Carolina called Chapel Hill Tire. And Chapel Hill Tire was a very traditional auto mechanic business up until a few years ago, when their owner, Mark Pons, he kept hearing about sustainability and how this was going to be a great thing for his organization and all the things that it could do. And he finally decided to take the plunge and say, okay, I want to see, how much money can I save by creating energy efficiency policies and putting that into practice. So as he was renovating one of his old stores, which he was going to do anyway, which was a building built in 1906, he decided to do a sustainability upgrade. So he used dual flush toilets, he has low VOC paints in there, he put some solar panels on the roof because he found a really great, he took advantage of the tax incentives that are available for businesses right now. And he made this complete change to his business. And in I believe the last 4 months, he's gotten so much press around this. There is not one local newspaper that has not covered the story yet. So much press and so much community involvement and excitement around what he's doing that he's created enough revenue to hire 5 new employees to help him with all of this extra business that's gone on. So this is, that's an incredible story in itself, especially in this day and age, in this economy. He's providing opportunities for local people in terms of jobs and getting people working again, and that's just really exciting. The third aspect of revenue generation is brand and reputation enhancement. And this is going to be a little bit cheesy, but it really is priceless when you think about, what is your brand worth? What is your business's reputation worth? And if you could improve that, and by improving that, get new contracts, how much is that worth to a business? So, for example, the warehousing and order kitting business that I was just referring to, Riley Life, they received a contract and are now working with Burt's Bees, the natural beauty products and makeup and things like that. The organization Burt's Bees is working with them simply because they heard about Riley Life's sustainability initiatives and said, hey, we need somebody local to do some warehousing and some kitting for us, and they found Riley Life specifically because of their sustainability policies. So this is a new client that's now open to them. Burt's Bees is obviously huge, but it's not an opportunity that they would have had if they were not involved in sustainability and really had that at the forefront of their business and talked about it on their website and talked about it with their employees. So that's an incredible opportunity for them and is something that other businesses have seen as well. The last aspect of sustainability I'm going to focus on today is a stronger workforce. So really being able to attract and retain those talented employees that keep your business running. In terms of employee engagement, there was a study done by American Banker that said that each engaged employee is worth an extra $3,570 a year in extra revenue. And that is because the employees are excited about coming to work, they're excited about their jobs, they know that they're working for an organization that is bigger than just making money. That's an organization that is interested in supporting the local community and making that as strong as possible. It's supporting its employees. And so each employee makes that organization, each engaged employee makes that organization an extra $3,500 every year. So taking a look at this and not only translating your sustainability practices and policies into writing, but also talking to your employees about this and making this part of your new employee orientation or something that you're talking about when you're bringing on new hires or you're interviewing is definitely something that the younger generation is looking for now. In terms of attracting new employees, the same study mentioned that a whopping 77% of MBA students that were interviewed, I believe this was done in 2009, said that they were willing to take a pay cut if it meant working for an organization with a credible sustainability strategy. And this is huge. I also happen to know that the pay cut that they mentioned that they would take is about $10,000 less a year. So not only is this something that's nice for a business to do, it's nice to think about, it's a way to save money, but it's also a way to attract the new generation of grad students and college graduates that are coming into the workforce. These are people that are not only going to say, okay, well, that's nice. They're going to be expecting organizations to be doing this. They're going to be expecting organizations to have a sustainability policy or an environmental policy, something like that. And that's something that is not, it's not no longer a luxury. It's something that they've started expecting. Also, in terms of employee retention, I wanted to also talk with you about this because there's another exciting local Cleveland example that I wanted to share with you. LubeStop is a company with I'm sure you're all familiar, in auto car care centers across Northeast Ohio. They started looking at sustainability a few years ago and really implementing some different practices. And in their recent sustainability report that they put out just a few months ago, they mentioned that their employee retention has been reduced by 46% since they started looking at sustainability and making that one of their core values in the organization. So imagine what you could do if almost half of your employees that were going to leave decided that they didn't want to leave, they wanted to stay because they liked what you were doing and they felt engaged. How much money would that save a small business in terms of trying to interview new people, finally bring someone on and train them, hire them and train them. The amount of institutional knowledge that's lost every time there's turnover can be staggering. And so we really are focused on helping employers, small business employers make these critical decisions and critical steps in their business to make sure that this doesn't happen. So those are the stories that I wanted to tell you about today because I think that there are some really exciting local examples for you in Cleveland of businesses that have taken this and run with it and now have a lot to show for that. There's also an exciting added incentive for all Cleveland businesses that do business with the city or that are interested in doing business with the city. There's a new local and sustainable procurement policy that was created by the city of Cleveland actually in May of this year, which is the first of its kind in the United States. There's no other city that does this, that incentivizes their businesses this way. And the city of Cleveland is incentivizing businesses to be local and sustainable by offering them bid discounts. So every time the city of Cleveland needs something done, whether it's oil changes for its fleet or burial services or any of these types of things, they put out an RFP, and companies have between 1 week and 2 weeks, or depending on the time period, however long the time period is, to bid. And if you are working with the Green Plus program, if you're either a Green Plus mover or a certified Green Plus business, you get a 2% bid discount on the bid that you turn in. The city will act as though that bid is 2% less and will go with the most affordable and best option as far as choosing a business to work with. So this is an incredible opportunity for local businesses who are already excited about this and doing things, or they don't know about this and they have never done it before and want to get into sustainability and really figure out how far they can go with that, or how to make that part of their culture. So the City of Cleveland is offering these opportunities to all of its businesses, so that if this came out of the Office of Equal Employment, that also runs the female-owned business certification program, as well as the minority-owned business certification program. And this is a way to receive an extra 2% bid discount by going through the Green Plus program. There's also a 2% bid discount for local businesses that are interested in proving that they're local. If you're interested in finding out more about that, I encourage you to contact the Office of Equal Opportunity with the City of Cleveland, and they can tell you all about that exciting stuff. So basically, what resources are available right now for small and medium-sized businesses to go green and sustainable? Well, the first one is you can Google it, and you all are actually extremely lucky. Cozy has some incredible resources available for you online. If you go to cozyminespring.com, you can actually find out a whole lot about energy efficiency, and not only that, but also business practices within your organization and how to make yourself stronger that way. But by Googling it, you can Google the word green sustainable business practices and come up with about 800 hours of reading material. And as a small business owner, you can sit down and you can read that and try and figure out where credible sources are, who's a credible source, what you should be paying attention to, what are the top 10 things you could be doing. You could also hire a consultant, so you could bring someone into your organization who is able to look at it with a critical eye and say, these are some opportunities that we see for you, and this is how we imagine being able to do that. A third thing you can do is educate your managers and your supervisors. So sending folks through the LEAD AP exam is one option to teach them about green building. There's community colleges now across the country are coming up with hosts of green certifications for professionals as well as managers. But the last opportunity, and the one that we think is most valuable, is becoming part of the Green Plus program. So signing up for Green Plus and going through the diagnostic and making that a part of your organization. The one reason that I think that Green Plus is so valuable, just one of the reasons, is that it's a national brand. We are working with organizations across the country to get the word out about Green Plus. Recently, or actually, well, it was last year, in July of last year, we partnered with the American Chamber of Commerce Executives, the ACCE. And the ACCE is the Chamber of Chambers. Chambers of Commerce are its members, and it provides them with opportunities, professional development opportunities, amongst other things. But they have about 1,200 chamber members that in the U.S. and Canada that have access to 1.3 million businesses. And we are their official small and medium-sized business sustainability program. So when you're signing up with Green Plus, you're not just signing up with your local sustainability program that your chamber is putting on, that Cozy has created. But you're signing up with a program that is a national brand that is able to get you recognition through the North American Sustainable Enterprise Awards and through our network of press and other organizations to be able to get you recognition that your small business might not be able to get otherwise. So I'm really excited about that, and that's one of the things that we think is most valuable about the Green Plus program. We actually had an MBA candidate from UNC at Chapel Hill's Keenan Flagler Business School look at the Green Plus program and break it down into its components and try and tell us what was the value of the program. And the number that he came out with was $2,200 was the value of the program. Now, we'll tell you that it costs a lot less than that to participate in the program, and we'll go into that in just a few minutes, but this is a national program that's valued at $2,200, and for a small fee, your business in can be a part of that and take advantage of all that that has to offer. Basically, this graph, I showed this graph about who can use Green Plus because I want to demonstrate that Green Plus is a program that we intentionally created to be a very broad sustainability certification and education program. We work with organizations in all different industries, in all different sectors, to help them figure out how to become more sustainable and to make and save money while doing so. So we've really worked with all kinds of businesses. And if yours is not on the list, then we would love to see it on there and love to work with you. So what do you get when you sign up with Green Plus? The opportunities that we provide for businesses are education, networking, and the Green Plus community, and then also recognition and certification. And I'm going to dive into each of these three just a little bit further so you have a better idea of what exactly the program is. In terms of the educational portion of the Green Plus program, we have a diagnostic survey, which is the first step that we ask businesses to go through when going through the program. And this helps us get a baseline of where your organization is currently in terms of sustainability and where you would like to be. So there's an option for a business to commit to a question. You know, if we're asking something and you're not currently doing that, but you think that you can commit to that. And at the end, we'll pull together all of your commits and help you figure out how to put those into a sustainability plan going forward. And that leads directly into the second topic, feedback and score report. So once you complete the diagnostic survey and submit it online, in usually about 3 business days, you receive a customized score diagnostic report that lets you know where some areas of strength are within your organization, where you're doing things really well, and then where are some areas of opportunity, and what are some immediate low or free steps that we see you being able to take based on the answers that you give us. We also have a sustainability how-to guide, which is basically a one-stop shop for anything, for all and anything about sustainability. So, we talk about energy audits, or how to create a human resource plan, a sustainable human resource plan, or how to update your marketing plan, or create a written business plan if that's not something that you've done before. And in the how-to guide, we talk about, why is this topic relevant? Why is this something that we're asking about? What are some easy, medium, and then more challenging steps that you can take if you want to dive into this area in particular? And then what are some resources that you can use to do that are either local, or they're free, or they're low cost? We're very aware of the fact that we're working with small businesses, and small businesses don't have a lot of margin in terms of being able to invest in sustainability. But we are very aware of that, and so the resources that we offer, we try and make sure that they are as low cost as possible, if not free. We also do educational webinars and or events that focus on particular topics that we find our businesses are interested in. So whether that's how to reduce your waste, how to market your business as being green in a responsible way, how to engage your employees, different things like that we find that we're getting a lot of questions about, and so we need to do an educational piece on that as well. The networking and community building aspect of Green Plus is contained in the fact that when you join the program, you are joining a national network of businesses that are tackling similar issues or that have a similar mindset. And we are creating different ways for you to be able to share your best practices with folks, so that not only if you've implemented something and found that this worked really well for you, you can talk about this there. But you can also ask, if you're a restaurant in Cleveland, or if you're a warehousing and order kitting facility, then you can ask, what are the best practices that other organizations like mine have done and really seen great results from. And you'll be able to create dialogues with other organizations like yours across the country that have really implemented some of these programs and seen positive results from that. There are also new opportunities within the Green Plus community. So we are finding all sorts of different ways to encourage Green Plus businesses to do business with other Green Plus businesses. We recently created a new and exciting Green Plus partner discount program where businesses that are in the Green Plus program can offer a discount to other businesses, other Green Plus businesses, to use their services. So whether that's an energy audit, or if you need a supplier in terms of something specific, then you can go and find that person within the Green Plus program, so that you know that they're interested in sustainability and that they're taking steps to improve their sustainability, and really making sure that you have a transparent supply chain is definitely very helpful in terms of that. The last aspect of Green Plus that I wanted to talk to you today about is the recognition and marketing support that we offer our small businesses. So attaining Green Plus Mover or Certified Green Plus status is something that a lot of businesses use as a marketing tool. I just want to clarify the differences between those. A Green Plus Mover is an organization that has taken the diagnostic survey at least once and achieved a 40% score. As soon as that happens, you're listed as a Green Plus Mover. You receive all of these benefits, which I'll talk about in just a minute, and we try and help you figure out ways to become certified. A Green Plus certified business is a business that has reached a level of excellence in all three of the triple bottom line categories. So they have to be incredibly strong in both people, planet, and performance before they're awarded Green Plus certification. And we do audit about 20% of our Green Plus certified businesses every year, just to make sure that they're doing all of the things that they say that they're doing. And once you become Green Plus certified, then you're open to another whole host of different press opportunities and opportunities to be recognized both nationally and in your local community. As soon as you become a Green Plus Mover, or if you're Green Plus certified, you receive a listing in the National Green Plus Directory. I'll show you a photo of what that looks like in just a minute. You also receive recognition in terms of the press partners that the Institute has. We send out press releases about quarterly announcing the new Green Plus certified businesses as well as new Green Plus movers. And we encourage our chamber partners to recognize the businesses within their community as well, and I know that COSI does a good job of that. We also have the Green Plus North American Sustainable Enterprise Awards, which is a place to recognize those businesses that are really breaking ground and creating something really new and exciting and pushing the limits. We're going to be doing that this year in February. Well, the business part will be in February. We're also going to be doing a new part of the program that recognizes sustainable cities as well as sustainable chambers of commerce, and that will be either in April or March in Washington, D.C. But the one in February is February 25th. It's going to be in the Research Triangle Park headquarters in Research Triangle Park, North Carolina, and I hope to see some Cleveland businesses there. Last year we had a really great turnout, or this year I should say, but it's a great opportunity to be recognized for the work that small businesses are doing that's amazing in their industries. So that's an exciting opportunity as well. And as I just mentioned, the National Green Plus Directory, this is an example of what that looks like. So it's really a place for businesses to talk about their sustainability stories. If you're implementing new things, if you were featured in an article or in a magazine, then this is a place that you can brag about that, or that you can feature audio, video, photos, all sorts of different things. And every post that you put in the National Green Plus Directory on your directory page also shows up for a short time on the Green Plus homepage. So it's a great way to draw people to your organization, to help them learn more about what it is that you do. You can link directly through to your own website and leave your contact information so that if folks are interested in finding out more about you or in working with you, then they can do that. I want to dive right now a little bit deeper into what exactly the Green Plus Diagnostic Survey looks like, and what questions we talk about. We tend, as I mentioned earlier, it's triple bottom line focused. It's about 86 questions long and can take as little as 90 minutes to complete. There are 3 sections: performance, planet, and people, and we've broken those down into subsections. So in the performance section, we talk about planning. Does your organization have an updated business plan? Do you have a succession plan? Do you have a written marketing plan? Do you use, we also talk about performance, to use generally accepted accounting principles to make sure that you're monitoring your finances that way. And then also practices. Do you provide opportunities for your employees to learn more? Professional development opportunities, different things like that. In the planet section, we focus on energy, water, waste, green purchasing, and transportation. And those are different questions like, do you review your energy bills monthly for the purposes of conservation? Or do you have a green purchasing policy for all, for everything that your business purchases? Or do you have a way to incentivize employees to travel to and from work in alternative ways? So that's gives you an idea of what we focus on there. And then in the people section, we really focus on family-friendly employee practices, corporate social responsibility, volunteerism, and awareness. So making sure that your organization is involved in your local community, making sure that you're supporting your employees in ways that may not have been traditionally something that employers did, but that more and more employees now are, if you have a family and you're looking to work with a small business, you want to make sure that you have some backing behind you as an employee, and that the business that you're working for has you in mind, and that your employees are not just another face, but they're rather folks that you're investing time and energy into in exchange for doing a great job. So those are the types of questions that we focus on in the people section. And this is an example of the type of feedback that you would receive from the Institute. So once you have gone through the Green Plus Diagnostic Survey for the first time, or any time that you submit it, you'll receive a report exactly like this that lets you know where your areas of strength are, and then where are some areas of opportunity that we see for you. And then what are some immediate steps that you can take to improve your sustainability score. As I mentioned earlier, becoming Green Plus certified, is something that we think is achievable for a lot of businesses. To date, it currently takes between on average, about 7 to 9 months before an organization becomes certified from the point of completing the diagnostic survey for the first time. And so it definitely is a time commitment, but it's something that is achievable for a lot of organizations. And most organizations are already doing a lot of the things that we're talking about. And maybe you don't know how to talk about that in terms of sustainability, or you weren't sure that was something that was part of sustainability. And so going through the Green Plus program really helps organizations flush out their message and create a stronger message and something that's more focused. We also, I'm going to go into for just a minute on what that means in terms of Cleveland's procurement policy, the new law that just came into effect. In order to receive the bid discount, you have to qualify as a Green Plus mover, which means that you have a score of at least 40%. Most organizations that go through the program have found that this is the case the first time. There are a few others, but we encourage businesses to keep going through the program and keep implementing policies and practices and updating your diagnostic report so that you can find out what's happened since the last time you submitted one. But as soon as you're a Green Plus mover, you have 12 months to achieve Green Plus certification in order to continue receiving the bid discount with the City of Cleveland. So there is some leeway there. And Cleveland is excited to work with Green Plus mover and certified Green Plus businesses in terms of their new policy. I'm going to talk really quickly about certification as a marketing tool. So some of the organizations that we've worked with have really turned around, and as soon as they got their Green Plus certification, they started using that on their website, purchasing ad space. You can see that one organization here purchased an entire billboard to announce their status. And they're using that as a way to communicate with potential clients, potential customers, their suppliers, their employees, and talk about what they're doing. So this third-party certification is something that is incredibly valuable, especially when it comes from an organization like the Institute for Sustainable Development that has university partners and Chamber of Commerce partners. That's a really legitimate source. We are not one of those organizations that asks you, for $300 and then we'll send you a sticker. This is not that kind of program. This is the kind of program that has been tested at the university level and has worked with hundreds of small businesses in terms of figuring out whether this is something that helps them out. So we see Green Plus certification as an incredibly valuable tool, and a way for small businesses not only to communicate what they've done, but to be recognized for that, and to receive the kudos from their neighbor that has said, okay, we've seen you put a lot of work and energy into this, and this is incredible. Now you've achieved this, and are able to now go on and save the world. I want to tell you really quickly about the Institute for Sustainable Development. The Institute is the organization that houses the Green Plus program. Green Plus is our flagship program, but we do other things, and we're a nonprofit organization that is made up of a group of partners that include Duke, Elon University, North Carolina State University, and the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, as well as chambers of commerce and corporations and other businesses that are interested in what we're doing. And we've come together, all of these partners have come together with the express purpose of democratizing sustainability. So bringing it to places where it has, folks have not traditionally been part of the conversation, or where there has not been access to sustainability knowledge. And we found that that's the case with the small business population. So small businesses don't have another certification like this or another program like this that specifically targets them and helps them figure out triple bottom line sustainability. So that's pretty exciting. And now I'm going to turn it over to Tim Kovach with Cozy, who's going to tell you about some of the really exciting opportunities that Cozy has available for you right now in terms of the Green Plus program. Tim, would you like to take it away?
Cozy recently received a grant from the Ohio Department of Development to award 150 small businesses throughout the state of Ohio with a grant to promote energy efficiency internally. We know that small businesses have a difficult time investing in energy efficiency because the costs can be, in some instances, quite prohibitive. Several $1,000s to do a whole-scale renovation of your facility can be very difficult for most small businesses to take on. But we recognize that the first important step for any energy efficiency program is receiving a comprehensive energy audit. So the centerpiece of this program is awarding these 150 small businesses throughout Ohio, 55 specifically in Northeast Ohio. There will be 15 in the Buckeye Woodland area of Cleveland. There will be 20 in Cuyahoga County and another 20 in Lake County. And you'll receive $250 towards the cost of an energy audit. The audit's typically priced at 10 to 15 cents per square foot. So businesses with under roughly 2,500 square feet could be receiving an audit at low to possibly no cost to them. So this is a pretty significant savings for businesses on the energy audit. In addition, businesses in Cuyahoga County are able to receive an additional $100 through our bank partner, U.S. Bank. So that's just another added incentive for businesses located within Cuyahoga County. In order to take part in the program, you need to take part in that audit, but we are also offering several other opportunities for businesses, from educational webinars similar to this, to resources, to access to banks for low-cost financing options for energy upgrades, to online tools to help you benchmark your upgrades, to help you identify room for improvement in addition to the audit. So there's a number of components of this that we set in place to help small businesses learn about energy efficiency and learn the best ways to tackle that.